Morning. This is Arnie Waters here at Waters Capital in Boston, Massachusetts. Gold's trading about 1780 this morning. We're hoping to hit 1800 for the week. One of the things that's really a good sign for gold going forward is that more and more mainstream quote-unquote investment companies are coming to realize that the flood of liquidity, that boring phrase, means that things that have finite supply are going to become more valuable, ipso facto. And as a consequence, gold, silver, I hate to say this, art, antiques, are things that you need to be long for at least a couple of years. It's going to take a good while for this liquidity to address some of the issues. Most of the issues are not going to be addressed by the liquidity, but by the time people figure that out, you and your friends and clients of ours will have made a pile of money. The reality is that when there's a lot of liquidity caused solely by the desire to preserve the euro and to preserve the European Economic Union, the reality is that that's going to cause inflationary concerns. One of the reasons that we're now seeing United States-based pension funds as they attempt to get out of the horrible low funding situation, we see them getting more into alternative classes is they can't make it with getting 1, 2, 3% on the money in the bank or collecting dividends from stocks. They need to show some positive performance. So if you're looking forward, not only look at gold and silver, but look at energy. Forget about alternative energy for just a second, not as a stock market idea or anything. Look at basic energy as a way to be profitable in the next while. You need to be long oil for sure. You need to think a lot about uranium for sure. These are some of the commodities that are going to do very well in the near future. I was talking with a guy this morning. We were talking about peanut butter. Now that goes a little too far afield for me, but peanut butter has gone up a lot in price. Now, back to the serious side of things. Looking forward then, we also have to talk about Russia. We've heard since the first of the year about Hillary Clinton trying to take over Russia, an assassination plot against Vladimir Putin, and increases in the defense budget by Vladimir Putin. Does any of this sound familiar? You think if the election results aren't the way he likes, that he's not going to have more repression in the Soviet Union? And the Soviet Union is not the place it used to be. There are substantial interests in the Soviet Union that have lots of money. There's a new middle class. Remember, the middle class is always the trouble. The trouble for the ruling class is never the poor, it's the middle class. The Russians have evolved a substantial bourgeois that, while not as wealthy as the plutocrats, is doing mighty well. And they're not going to continue to suffer the same stuff the Chinese suffer. The Chinese suffer. Rotten environmental conditions, corrupt government, corporate thievery, and dangerous environment. So, what do you think is going to happen if Putin doesn't get as much a majority as he likes? I bet you there's going to be repression. And now it's warming up. When you saw all those demonstrations in Moscow, God bless them, they were demonstrating when it was 5, 10, 20 below zero. What are they going to do when it's springtime? You think they're going to sit idly by? Well, I sure don't. So this Russian factor, the Chinese repression factor, the Chinese problem of the exact same situation, the reality of the Greek problem, these are all reasons why structurally we're going to see gold go up. Now, I'm not even going to talk today about how gold supply is endangered. These are some thoughts for today. You want to be long as the asset bubble begins to be created. Now, what happens 4 years from now, who knows? But there's some big opportunities to be made. I hope you take advantage of them. Remember, aim for the ice flows. Look for the trouble, not the open water. Have a great day.